Jonji is going to engage here over at Banana. They're charging towards him. Hex looking for the opening frag and finds it. Jonji's down for the count. That will weaken the B site, but there's still two players waiting. That's Swisher and Junior. Swisher already gets domed down to 15 HP. They're continuing to charge forward. RBG feels that they have the advantage, so they're pressing it. Swisher goes down. Hex finds himself a third frag on the round. Shake and Spongey, the last two standing here. And they've got all 5 players of RBG to deal with. And it doesn't look like there's much of a path to victory here for the Bad News Bears, but I feel like I've said that before and things have changed. This time, though, it's going to be Wiz getting that headshot over on Shakezullah. Spongey will also go down quite handily. That's an extremely clean pistol.
Well-timed Molotov will slow this down. They actually just want to go through it, but the audio cue gave it away. They should be prepared. Shakezullah collects the first. They're looking for more. Damage raining in. A little bit of a standoff in the smoke. Spongey tries to pull the trigger early. Now they certainly know he's here. Likely we're aware regardless. Smoke's up. Extra smokes. Walco starting to clear. The site's been secured, but the bomb hasn't made its way out of the pit just yet. And then finally they will find Spongey. That kill should secure them a bomb plant. Especially with this Molotov. Actually out onto the porch goes Swisher. That was bold. And he pays the penalty, and at this point, it's going to have to be a safety. It's the Bad News Bears. So RBG comes to the first gun round, and they got a little less land experience. So starting things off on the right foot. Big boom.
We'll see if it continues this. Yeah. Junior's waiting there with the op, and he's going to get that frag right after Swisher sprays down Chop. This is an excellent start for the Bad News Bears into this round, but still a couple of players leaning towards B, and Jonji greets Walco.
The Bad News Bears survive with 5 in a situation where they're finally getting their first round on the board. Like, that economy is very fragile at this point.
Clock is against RBG here. Everything has to go perfectly for them in order for them to get into this site. And Jonji gets one. Now it's going to be assistance from Swisher to take down Hexa. And there's no time left. I mean, Walco's going to get 2, but they have to be, again, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
What?
There's time to plant the bomb.
No, the banana player. Wiz!
He hits 2! Spongey, the last one standing here in a 1v2 against Wiz and CLASIA. Wiz popping off in such a big way at a critical time. And Walco as well getting that 2K. Just didn't expect that type of performance to come through, but color me surprised as Spongey is going to go down to CLASIA as well. What a clutch for RBG backs.
They were in a great situation. They should not have fumbled that by any measure. That puts so much momentum here for RBG, and Wiz is going to keep it going. He's just going to go fast. Right space, pressure's going to be on for Spongey. What can he do? What can he hope to do? Already damaged blind the entire time. He falters. Wiz even collects one as they even think about getting onto the periphery. That's going to force the save for sure. Bad News Bears. Shakezullah might just collect one on the exit. Can he keep his rifle alive? He can indeed. An upgrade available for him. Just out of grasp. But they'll be able to at least keep these 2 guns into the next.
So the question I have is, do the Bad News Bears continue?
A lot to slow them down here. Has the smoke to be able to do so. Here comes the execute, but they're already past it so quick. In comes the hit, and that's the site take, and that's the round over.
Yeah, I don't think the Bad News Bears are going to challenge too much. You don't want to throw away the op and the M4 into this round. You see 3 of them already hanging back. Jonji's going to try, but yeah, I think you're right. I think he wants to back off this gun, and he's going to charge through. Could find a frag, and does. Wiz goes down. Can they recover that op? They should be able to, even if the bomb explodes. And yeah, they get it. They lose another player as a result, and that's mission accomplished for
Sarge side. Tuck into the cubby. Get mollied out of the cubby. Give the audio cue up, and Walco catches him on the lineup. No left, but we've seen that's all the time in the world that they need. Junior is at least come back. Cross smoke will isolate his angle and exchange over from the lurker. And there we go. There's the clear. So Junior caught one, but that might be all she wrote. Once again, Shakezullah and Junior have to consider the save.
And they're going to save.
Rounds found already. More to be gained. Pressure on for the Bad News Bears. Players can obviously drop around, so they should probably be able to buy into this. I don't see any reason.
I mean, still Jonji and Swisher over on that B site. Again, Jonji on the rifle. What the heck just happened? Chop and Hex get burned alive?
In bedroom.
What?
The Molly burned too. What is happening here? Now another player comes out of the bedroom, and that's going to be the death. Their hands is another lost in the war. Out they come from the smoke. Easy collection there, but Wiz does find one. All going to be on to CLASIA now, who will do further damage, inflict some pain onto this roster. 15 seconds. A bomb would be a miracle, but the flank eventually works its way around from Banana, and they will pin.
BG lead. They will likely be able to bounce back on that one. But here comes Shake with some aggression. This is what the Bad News Bears are so good at. And Shake. Swisher waiting around the corner. Great flashbang thrown. Swisher capitalizes one, but only one. Hex trades him out. He almost spray transferred for the second, but was not in the cards that time. Jonji's locked in with the op. He will find it on Walco. That's an important one right before the smoke blooms, and a nade flies through to do even more damage to Hex and Wiz. This is being played quite well by BNB. Bomb is still going to get planted, though, at the very least. No, it doesn't. Nade tossed by Spongey. Connects on Wiz.
As the smokes fade, this gets more and more difficult. 40 seconds left. Has to try and commit. And one way or another, he's going down. It's Junior to
RBG, but RBG back on their rifles once more. And Hex going to get the opening. Frag on Swisher, who got a little too eager around the house. They're going to be content into pushing down all mid. And mid, Jonji through the smoke. Connects on Hex. Did he have an idea that Hex was
crossfire now? Still utility being shown to coming out of the apartment. Gets the pressure on. Big kill for Chop. Takes down old reliable Spongey, and they're trying to pressure back on, but out the boiler comes one. The timing is perfect. It's all left to Junior, and Junior just has to back away. They do have the money to potentially risk this, but a fluff Molotov will make the decision for him. He started to throw that molly, the shot came through, and he ducked the shot, so that's why it bounced awry, but that will certainly seal the deal. I mean, block, read, whatever you want to call it, the end result is 10 rounds on the board here for RBG.
Is looking to string together at least a 5th round victory here. They don't have too bad of a buy-up, have to settle for FAMAS, and that FAMAS is already deleted by Walco, and here comes RBG. They're taking arch side control, but not really pressuring from apartments yet. This is really nice.
They found the space for free and clear. They're just moving on in.
Great Molotov,
What a read once more. Bad News Bears have had to float back forward. Oh, the nade kill comes in, so a little bit of spice there. They haven't got the site just yet. And this could wind up with a pincher if they don't go fast, but they do. They do. Junior's collected, not realizing that CLASIA's gotten past his crosshair, but Gen.G cleans it up. A 2v2. Jonji doesn't want to go through the mountain pass.
Yeah.
He'll take it nice and easy. A little stroll. In through the smoke. Here comes the pressure. Good flashbang, but there's the trade. Now they know where Wiz is, but Wiz hits a banger of a last shot.
A few very nice shots. Here comes the one piece of utility that really matters left from the Bad News Bears. CLASIA gets the trade with Jonji. Takes a shot to the head, and Spongey finishes him off. CLASIA still doing work here and finally goes down to Junior. 3v2 in favor of the Bad News Bears. The rotation's on for RBG. Still viable for them to retake this. But Swisher is waiting in library, and he won't allow Chop to take another step. Walco, the last one, Walco, the last one standing here.
There's a little bit of the noise coming out of this stage. That left side of this stage has been awful quiet. Now they're starting.
Early map control as Chop, well, Chop's like, at least he has the information there, and Hax gets that frag over on Swisher.
We'll have to deal with 3 on the site. But now they make their move. Here comes the swing, blinded or not. Jonji fires the angle, and he'll be able to get through. He is traded. Pressure's onto the graveyard position. The trades are good so far. But it does mean that Walco is still left alive in the corner here. Do they expect this? Could be the thorn in their side. He hasn't revealed himself. And but the swing is there, and Spongey pops the shot right between the eyes. Now even Stevens in the post. Both players coming around from the library angle. Spongey and Junior, the dynamic duo, try and hang on here, and there's been the spot, but the dink comes back the other way. Now pressure on to Spongey, playing from behind his pillar. He'll still 0 in 1 and set up Junior for the final kill. The hold is...
These Bears are going to be charging up. The question is, who gets the edge? Who peeks first? Hex looks like he will. He comes around and gets one, but immediately traded. It's a great trade by Spongey, and that gives them a little bit of space to push up. But look who's there to make sure that they won't have any time. It's CLASIA and Chop. CLASIA dropping Jonji. Chop might get one for himself. He does, and CLASIA will find his second on the round. What a hold and a 3K for CLASIA. That is exactly what the doctor ordered.
Itself. Aggression in the apartments, meanwhile, means Spongey's going to trick this, and he's going to lose his life. The forward positioning was not something he anticipated, and he faced the penalty in a big way. The response from the Bad News Bears is to head out on towards B, but timely flashbang slowed them down, at least for the moment. Here comes the take. There's a player very isolated in towards the site. They're going to try and swing on. They're going to pressure on this player. The first oranges. Chop gets one, but it's one and done. Out of the smoke is Walco. He just limps away. He'll maintain the advantage at the very least, but he cannot deny this bomb plan. RBG will rely on their retake. What is this? Wiz, Hadbon, and Banana actually, especially with all the players bunched up in towards the site. Molly's to try and section off the map control, but here's the setup for the Coffins. Can't turn around in time. CLASIA again is the player who leads the charge. Junior,
Oh,
though, hits
boy.
a couple huge shots, goes for the third, but can't line it up. HexT, does he have enough time? He does indeed with the kit, no problem there.
Oh.
RBG, it comes down to one, but they pull. Swisher still remaining behind. Timing could be everything here. The ult now taking the peek, and there's going to be the kill from Junior, who collects. Swisher was hearing the info boost, called for Junior to come and collect it, and now they know they've got the B site open, because what that means is that you're playing specifically to only need one player committed towards the site. So great read from the Bad News Bears. Great reaction to the information.
Pressure this too much. They want to make sure these rifles are saved on over.
The thing is, for RBG, right, the loss bonus had vaporized, so these 3 players stacked up towards B. Tag onto Junior as well. Pressure here, a good flash, gets 2. Chop capitalizing on the utility setup from Walco. Indeed, here comes the pressure. There's the first drop. That commits the bomb as well. Now they know, and now they swing. And at this point, Junior, perils to stumble into. Mouse traps, if you will. But for RBG, not too much of an incentive to hunt. Their own economy is so important to nurture, but they tick ever close.
Smoke thrown for Library. Here comes an engagement, potentially with Walco playing up close with this smoke. He could peek around this corner and do so much damage, but no, Shakezullah denies him as Swisher finds CLASIA as well. 5v3 in favor of the Bad News Bears, who have taken a lot of damage. And really, the only player that stands in their way is HexT on this A site, and he's going to get 1. Junior finds Wiz trying to rotate to support, and now the only reinforcements left for HexT are Chop, but he goes down, and it's all up to Chop, in fact. 1v2, he gets 1. A possibility to make this work, but you see the Bad News Bears rotating off to the B site, and they do close it out.
Shakezullah
flying whatever's left of it anyway for the Bad News Bears towards B, and the hit is on. Shakezullah comes through, and he gets taken down a notch by Chop, who then is supported from Walco. It's going to be 2. Spongey is trying to respond here. He does with 1. That's a great flashbang that Chop throws for himself. That said, Spongey is still here to get 2 on Chop and CLASIA, planting the bomb as well. 2v2. A good setup post-plant for RBG as they have 1 player coming from Banana, but he's deleted by Spongey. A 4K for the man, as he is on fire here. HexT going to pick up the AK. Spongey is on for the ace. HexT position given away. Spongey waiting for it. Can he find it? Yes, he will. Spongey the ace for the back.
That's going to be an early fight for Banana. Lots of flames, lots of smokes. Walco gets bottled with that. Oh no, Junior's taken 2. He presses on forward with the AWP. That was perhaps a bit much. CLASIA will be able to punish, but can he get the next as well? No. Push back, Molotov's out. Flashbang from a teammate is critical, but CLASIA cannot zero in the kill. Molly will push him from the new box. He still collects. What a headshot from CLASIA. Knows he needs more. Can only hang on so well, but he's given his team so much to work with. Not enough. Not enough. The bomb's going down. The Bad News Bears have won 14. They're tying this scoreline up, intimately aware of the circumstances. Doesn't want them to forget, in case they were a bit confused about how this played out.
Going 30 at least.
We are. The investment is at least substantial here for RBG, but HexT will not be able to see it through. He's already dropped. Wiz gets the trade, though. Jonji's aggression is tempered, but Wiz is burning. Down to 36, able to escape the Molotov. Pressure on here. Oh, player in by Mono! Cannot zero it in. It's CLASIA as well, who's done so much for them. The trade is there, but the pressure is on. It's going to be up to this player in pit. It's going to be up to Wiz. He already wounded Opera, has to do so much. He spotted a player getting past, but that might distract him. He gets the kill. They don't clear pit. They've got the site, but they have to deal with pit. Junior has it. A smoke will give him cover. A 2v2 again. Shakezullah and Junior this time. And Chop and Walco into the mini pit. But they're running out of clock. They're running out of time. They've gone right over. Oh, Chop is just going to stick this. Junior doesn't have the angle. Junior has to get in. He's got it!
He missed the shot! Oh my goodness!
The shot is missed!
No way!
Went awry. Ah, it's brutal. Man just got CSGO'd hard.
Oh my
Walco goes aggressive, buoyed by that last. Lots of flashes, nades, what have you being spent for the Molotov. They will have to brave, and Swisher goes on through.
There it is.
Another player drops. It's all falling apart. It's all on to Junior. He cannot hang on. RBG have right now, but we'll get that sorted in just a second, folks. The pressure's coming on in. Already 1 collected in towards the garage, but the trade is swift and merciless. Oh, this could get awkward, though, for Swisher. He could get pinched by this mini smoke. Has the fight, knows that this is here. Can't slip through, but he will do so. That drops the bomb. That could be a huge problem, but Spongey circumvents at least a little. Going down, Shakezullah continuing to control the rotations. He'll back away after taking some damage, but with all three on the chase, this is actually a pretty good setup for the Bad News Bears to deal with. There's the first spot. Damage done. Need to hang on here. They come around the corner. Popping the heads is Spongey, and he's going to peek back up. These players are now isolated in their fights. There's nothing they can do about it, and they're running out of time. They're running out of clock to make this happen. They don't have the kits to do so either, so they got to go now if it's going to happen. RBG running out of time, running out of opportunities, and running out of lives. Will concede the first pistol here. Jonji is going for maybe a mid drop here. No, wrapping onto the site. This is working beautifully. The Mac 10 isolates the player. He knows where the second is as well. He's got it.
Perfect.
Jonji making the noise, gets himself an upgrade, and Swisher's followed it up on the Heaven player as well. That should just about seal the deal. Whiz! Hits a no-scope as Jonji maybe gets a little bit too aggressive here. Well, there's a limited time with which they can do it. A flank has been developing this entire time, and that's going to be one, that's going to be two. Junior finishes it up, and he gets his favorite gun. Especially for us, man. I'm not used to this.
Yeah. Oh, Jonji tries to sneak through the vents, and Chop takes him down a notch. 5v4 in favor of RBG. Swisher and two other Bad News Bears trying to make their way to ramp room, and in fact, they've already taken it. That's a good Molotov that forces CLASIA off. They still got Wiz waiting, but they deal with
splits
him
it
handily.
Splits the difference on the players. They're trying to chase this in. Walco's at least able to contain for a moment, but Spongey keeps it up. They don't realize how far Shake is in a ramp room. That was an attempt. Econ. Oh, what can Hex do? Opens the door. Now his position's no, but he still got the shot. Spongey was so low, he couldn't finish his food there. They'll be able to smoke off that position. There shouldn't be too much more Hex can do, but he did just get the lineup on the bomb, so he's just going to try to time this. Oh, not quite as effective as you would necessarily hope. It's going to be up to Chop, I think, to do most of this damage. That Molly.
Oh, yeah.
I'll spray and pray here. Oh, it's going to be found! Not quite the kill, and Junior's now taking care of Chop. This should be just about impossible for Hex. He finds the first, but is exposed to Junior's AWP, and that... You gotta anticipate. It takes so long to write anything on the map. You really gotta anticipate there. Wiz gonna catch one and just be able to slip away, but the chase is there. There's no way Jonji was letting him get away with that one. Now the lower site's already been taken. They're trying to get back in to contest this, but they're not going to be able to for the moment. By the time they do, well, the Bad News Bears are on the scene. Swisher falters, but the trades are once again good. And do they realize Jonji can be here? The Molly spreads! The Molly spreads! He made a very risky play. And the risk did not pan out. But what does pan out is the fact that they've got a site for free! Oh! Well, they do now that Chop's dead.
But look at the health.
It's not great, but the bomb's down.
I mean, Jonji, Junior gets CLASIA. That's huge. I mean, 2v1.
It's the timing. Well, the issue is then, oh, there's the timing. There's the shot from Junior. Slips away, falls off, pulls a Sunny, dropping right. Gets playing, and they just got cash.
Cash for days.
Cash for days. Jonji wandering on towards A. Will get punished.
Attracting, at the very least, quite a bit of attention towards this B site, and yeah, he's just trying to distract. The Bad News Bears onto A. They're taking care of business.
Wow.
Swisher with 2, Shake with 1. That leaves only Chop and CLASIA remaining. Chop is in the vents. Maybe he's going to try to be cheeky here. I think he made a little too much noise. Yeah, they almost certainly know that he's in here.
Yeah, we had a nice close contested game on Inferno. Well, this time you don't even get to play. We unplugged your controller.
Unbelievable.
Getting sponsorships at this point.
Why can't I? I want to buy one.
I think Leadify just made them a few for Pro. Very excited about that.
All right.
Oh no!
Yep.
Swisher gets caught. Wiz walked through the smoke, found the timing, heard the reload, knew he had that kill for free, and here we go, RBG. Maybe a chance. They
thought the hit was going to come towards A, and now they're going to have to go for a retake. Here comes Junior looking for an opener, and he finds it. Wiz goes down. Junior. Spongey almost goes down. Chop trying to connect with that finishing blow, but he won't. Spongey just hunkering down, saying, oh my goodness, don't connect again, but a nade's actually going to do him in. 2 players left standing. Junior misses the shot. Walco gets it. Now it's Shakezullah. Time ticking away, like you say, Mike, on that bomb. Shakezullah opens the door, tries to spam through, but he can't get it done. RBG have finally cracked the scoreboard with it now.
Look, as the introduction to the classic 1996 game Pharaoh taught me, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
There you go.
And that's going to be Swisher taking a step back the other direction, absolutely shutting down this round for RBG. Oh, you got one? That's cute, Bad News Bears says.
Oh, my goodness.
And then they just to clip that one.
No, that one's not going on the reel, Mike. Walco.
They're just mooning him. They're rubbing it in.
Yeah. Okay. okay. Walco's doing some damage that doesn't matter at all because the Valkyries have so much money in the bank. They're going to continue to hunt, and Spongey takes care of business.
How does he win that fight?
I don't know.
He was blind for all of it. Chop was too, it seems clear, but okay, now RBG bring it back in whack. 3 kills going back the other way. Give themselves something to work with. Pressure coming to the ramp room once again. This time they're ready for it, but Wiz missing the first shot. He'll have to back away. It's just a scout. He can't connect. Pressure is on, and Junior will finish him off. So an advantage is open. There's no ability contest. That's a bomb plant guaranteed.
Oh, no. If you're RBG, you got to take this round. No, Junior is going to get a hex, and now they're on the outside looking in, but Fox managed to make his way towards the bomb site. Spongey punishes, and Junior again takes down Walco. The man disadvantage. Can they? Well, this time around, it's going to be Swisher. Towards Mini, and he finds it. Walco's down. Oh, now he's got support from ramp room, though. Wiz getting the headshot over on Jonji. Swisher. Oh man, Swisher's already in rafters on the A site. And if that HUT player comes through, he will be free and clear for the take. And you have to imagine someday now Spongey and Swisher get 2, making it look easy in the process, leaving only Wiz and CLASIA scratching their heads, having to wonder how on earth they gave us so much map control.
I mean, at this point, Wiz and CLASIA just have to save their rifles. Oh, sorry, 1 rifle, 1 SMG. Have to save something.
No.
Never mind, just the 1 rifle to give them.
Yeah, I mean, the bad news bears didn't take kindly to leave over on Inferno, it seems, and that fired them up more than anything else. Wiz does manage to get a frag, but he's going to have to deal with another player charging right down towards him.
Does he live?
I don't think he did. No,
nope,
he dies.
He did not live. Overpass is going to be interesting.
Maybe. But they only have 6 or 7 rounds combined against the Bad News Bears and Overpass and 2 maps played.
Well, you know, why you got to ruin my dreams here,
Sorry,
John?
Mike.
Let's see if they can rally back. This would be quite the comeback story. Okay, Junior trying to get a no-scope. Nearly does. Maybe a little bit bold there with the HUT play.
Hey, you're up 13-1.
He'll get the op over. Swisher managed to trade one else elsewhere, but now that found op is making some noise, making some difficulties. The Heaven play is going to be critical here. Oh, up on the railing. There's going to be the kill for Shakezullah. Manages to bring it through the elevation. All the difference there in catching Wiz off. Now it's on to CLASIA with a UMP and HexT to try and hold on to this round. That's all they have working for them. CLASIA won't need to trigger just yet because HexT is going Super Saiyan to try and just get them something. A second round, but Spongey trying to bait the player through the smoke. CLASIA gets elevation and the ump connects. A second round at least for into a Russian upper. Got a pretty good chance. Oh, they're going to molly him off. He's in by the joint. He has to drop down. Does he get any kills? No. Forced out by the utility. Great usage there, but Jonji from many will collect his pound of flesh. And for more, too. The flashbang trying to pressure him off, but he dodges it aptly. The bomb will be planted, so money at the very least secured here for RBG. They need to hang on to it. They're doing a good job of it so far. The trades are there. But the health is not for Spongey, and he will quickly falter. 2-on-2 in the post. Time to work with here, especially since Shakezullah has a kit. The player in secret is their ace in the hole, but, well, okay, that ace in the hole is going to need to get a move on real quick. He's been spotted, he gets the kill, but is he in position to even deny this defuse?
He's not.
They're just going to stick it? Are they just going to get it? No, he's around in time. Forces Shakezullah off, and as Shakezullah comes back in, Wiz will get the kill. Point just yet. There's the first collection. Jonji just spraying through smoke, catches a player out the secret steps. That was a tag there, but they're going to pressure on in. Catch the scout, and Shake can't line up the deagle kill. Now pressure inside, but Jonji somehow on the scene, rapid on his rotations and forcing them back up the ramp and in towards A. This is the read, but there's still a player lurking. Spongey might just have one for free. Delivery of a rifle, signed, sealed, and delivered courtesy of CLASIA. And now that'll reinforce Spongey's kit.
That was a bit of a careless play, going up without really checking it, Mike.
Had to make the aggressive play. Predicted that with the presence seen in towards lower, they might have full rotated, and that calculation cost him. Trying to come through. Jonji wants to come in the smoke. Oh, no! Jonji gets one more. Yes, he is rated, but he leaves it to the clutch, and Spongey is ready and waiting. 14.
Always right. Except I'll only bear it once a day. CLASIA.
Okay.
Get one on Jonji. That's a good start here. Swisher, the headshot over on Chop, and Junior drops CLASIA. This could be it, Mike. Only the deagles left for RBG. Swisher tossing a smoke towards that squeaky door at the A side. Shakes locked in with the AUG. He will almost finish off Walco. That gives Wiz a chance to pop the head. Sight set on clearing out vents. Spongey's in a really good position to respond here. He could get another kill round, but no, what a peek from Walco. Headshot coming through, and they go right down the vents. That's a great play.
Swisher's right on their heels, though. Swisher's right here. Shakezullah might not find the timing. Did he get hurt dropping on in? There's a flank upon. There's a flank upon. Swisher's not in the angle just yet. He's trying to force them back, but Spongey, Shakezullah somehow survives. Now knows he can't go out, but HexT, that's a huge kill to get on Swisher. Puts all the pressure on Shake, who knows he's been pinched upon, knows that he's surrounded. And he won't even get this first. What a shot from Wiz to find the head.
Good thing for them, because of course the Bad News Bears weren't really challenging. They're rolling over on this A side. Chop gets Spongey. Then he finds Swisher. Junior does get one back, but it's a man disadvantage for the Bad News Bears. Jonji almost makes it even, but Chop finds the trade. Wiz takes down Junior. Shake the last one standing. He's going to have to clutch it on 1v3. That's a good start with Wiz going down, but the bomb is also planted on.
Maybe just ignite a bit of a spark here. Bit of a spark of hope. Where there's will, there's a way. Junior. Secret. Players just walked in towards the garage. Chop get a little funky here, but he's spotted and punished. And that AK is now completely isolated. No one can contest that, so that'll be a gun found for the CT side when they eventually find it. Another player drops. CLASIA close up. Oh, this could be a problem. This could be a big problem indeed. Another deagle into the angle. Jonji's ready for it. Advantage found, finally brought back by HexT. He might just save their bacon, but no, he can't live. There's a player just below.
Swisher's watching.
He's got this, but no! The shot goes wide. Shakezullah trades it all on to Wiz now. 15 seconds, has to force the plant. There is no other option. They're not in position to deny him, so he'll get a chance to play in the pose. But coming around the corner, Junior wins that out. Opper on Opper. Junior comes out triumphant, makes up for his mistake on Inferno, and seals the deal here for a 16-7 win. We are going to overpass.
Wow, just absolutely.
Then you got the two to potentially punish if anyone was there to be seen. So now they've got the aggressive angling, the aggressive push. This is very bold, but Jonji does trade it out. They want it graffiti. We'll push Jonji out. Body readjusts nicely, gets a kill off of it, another as well, and there's Junior on the flank. We said if you wait, it will come, and it's Jonji to walk. He's going to be smoked off, vision blocked, so it will all fall to Jonji. Does have the best gun right now, and he's got two. Looking for a third, he's got the third as well. Overwhelmed by the sheer numbers, but he has dismantled this site take, and from around Optimus Truck comes more damage. It's all on the Chop. He's out of position, he's out of time. He just has to save this AK. Killer and Hill. Someone's going to eventually, and it's going to be Spongey from range to collect instead. Junior finds one out towards the fork with 40 seconds on the clock. They've got to go. They've got to go. The spray down isn't good. Spongey completely blinded, but Swisher surviving in the pit. In towards water. He's buying so much time.
CLASIA.
30 seconds. A huge kill for CLASIA. Two more targets to find, and a nade rains down on his head. To
play and hoping that Bad News Bears, but when the Bad News Bears have time, this is what they do, Mike. They close the gap. They continue.
Fake? With 35 seconds left to go? Okay, kill behind the pillar. That's something to operate off of, but there's two players here, so if they rotate, a player's already coming back up. They have no time. 15 seconds. They have to plant. That's a kill. That could just deny it, but no. Junior's still alive. They have to force the bomb down. That means one player is occupied, but they're making it work. Junior continues to drop bodies. Junior dancing around the dice. He's coming up with the natural 20. It's all going to be on to Wiz, who will collect the first as he tries to hop on top. So Wiz now defending this bomb. Could make it work. Shake doesn't have a smoke. He takes the fight, and he's punished. This is a much faster pace of play, what you were hoping for. Here comes the explosion on towards B, and it's not being read. Bad News Bears, they're still in the boost, but oh no! It gets completely shut down. Stacked up or no, those rifles are just as deadly, and now they are shutting down this round. Wiz, it's not just a clutch required of him, it's a 1v4 with the bomb not even planted. This is nigh on hopeless. Shakezullah's chasing, jumping through the air, and one way or another, he's going down. He will at least inflict a major.
Flashbang's gonna come in. And Junior supporting, drops Hex. This is a really good setup back for the Bad News Bears because it's hard for RBG to get into the short bathrooms in the first place, so they're probably going to divert their attention towards short A, and then once they go there, they have Shakezullah to deal with. Not to mention Junior gets do exactly this as gets taken down. Walco,
okay.
The response.
Okay. That'll force Junior back. That'll force the off the angle. Has support with another player up by the dice box. 35 seconds again. RBG are going to make an enemy of the clock. They've got to go on towards A because they don't have the opportunity for the rotate, so their options are limited. Good read from CLASIA, expecting that someone might try and slip into the corner of that smoke and just pre-firing, checking it, clearing it out. Maybe a bit predictable there. Mr. Jonji and sticking up above the bollard. Junior will be collected. CLASIA has turned this round on its head. There's only 10 seconds left, but he's got so many opportunities. Swisher will at least be able to get up past the first angle. It's still in the round. What's going on here? We are in the moment.
You can find that last player, but you know what? RBG is not too concerned about that. They're just happy to find their second round here on their T side and hope using that utility. A flashbang and a Molotov coming through. Jonji, ooh, a bit isolated. It's gonna be a fight, but Junior comes to support at the right time, and Hex is dropped to the ground. Man advantage again gained by the Bad News Bears. They're trying to end this round win run here for RBG at only 2.
Junior, the madman, he's actually going to come out on the edge of the smoke. That's so bold, and he's punished for it. Maybe a bridge too far. Shakezullah collected around the next. Not expecting them to have been up so far. They've just circumvented Jonji's position. Now they know he's here, but they're going to try and clear him out. He's got one. He's looking for the second as well. Can't line that up. A huge kill to find with the sidearm for Twistzz. That could have been where the round got out of whack. The bomb is still not yet planted, and Swisher's made his way out to Optimus. He's been afforded this opportunity. They'll try and get back around, but Spongey punishes. This round is far from confirmed for RBG. Everything in question, in doubt, but it's going to be left to Spongey to clutch it out. And meanwhile, the bomb's just left. The bomb's made its way over to B, and Spongey has no idea. He'll realize it now, as it hasn't been planted. But what does he do as a read? He knows that he's pincered. He knows that there's players on both sides. He's going to have to force this fight with one of them. Otherwise, he's going to wind up in a really rough situation.
No kid either, Mike.
No kid. The full 10-second requires. There'll be no easy defuses here for him. And as soon as he taps that, CLASIA will go. Here comes the pressure in towards the bathrooms. There's a gap in that smoke, but Jonji doesn't quite see the ankle. Junior will back away towards sight. Jonji. Nice Molotov timing.
Well,
Oh, he slips into connector too. It's unpunished. Now comes the hit in towards B. The problem is, well, this is actually the stronger site. This is very much the stronger setup. They've only got 20 seconds again. A player's made his way out, but he doesn't have the bomb. They need that bomb to be planted. Player goes dropping into water. There's the kill found, but Swisher's able to trade. It all falls to Twistzz. And with the op, with the bomb to plant, with too many targets to find, there's just no way he's going to have the time or the...
Come down into connector. Swisher spamming through the smoke is not going to get anything except the distraction towards RBG as Junior from that position. He gets one on Walco. I think the Molotov blocked off his vision from seeing HexT, who manages to fly and also gets Junior. That's a good trade.
Momentum. 50 seconds on the clock. About a whole 30 more than they usually leave. This hit is actually pretty good. 1-for-1 trade. There's not bad by any measure. Do they realize Spongey's still in this position? They do now, but he punishes them for it. Almost gets the second as well, whittling more time off the clock, but it's just left to Swisher, who has no health. A duel of the low HP players, and the spam through the dice box does not collect the kill. If dice, that's not the right choice. So that's going to be just tucked up on the right. Who's got the first shot? It's Chop! Oh. Ready for him, holding the angle to pull off a 6th round. That has caused them to temper their aggression just a bit. Oh, the push into connector. This could be bad. Indeed it is. CLASIA punished. Trying to get some information, trying to perhaps get the fast flank. That's exactly what the Bad News Bears were waiting for. Another one bites the dust, and now the numbers are just being whittled away. HexT still in this position. Could be dangerous, but the jumping player buys some time. Doesn't get the kill, but he is immediately traded, trying to escape his angle. Now a 2v4. Players completely isolated on their own, one towards either side of the map, and it's going to be Chop who gets the pressure. Players coming in, sailing around him. Mollies to eliminate positions, but there's going to be the hit. There's going to be the check. He knows the player's close at hand, cannot deal with the second. Bomb will make its way over, and they won't even need to plant. Juniors collected that shot, collected that kill, collected their second pistol of the map. Do something in this one. Just boost up, but the nades find. Actually, it's Chop who gets the kill. with the trade. Pressure onto CLASIA. Those nades did their work, and Swisher's found one more. So this B site is right soft, ready for the taking. CLASIA's trying to back up behind the sewer tunnels, and he's going to be swept aside. There's nowhere to escape. Wiz with that AWP volleyed out will be forced to back away. This bomb is going down, and there is naught they can do about it. A flank on even answered as Walco doesn't even get into position before he's denied the space. And so Wiz, at this point, really should be considering saving the AWP, but clearly believes that the best defense is a good offense, and he knew someone was going to chase, so he wanted the first.
In a row, and Junior, yeah, he's going to get this off for free. And he's waiting for the knife.
Oh!
You gotta be kidding me!
Insult to keep
So
going.
now, yeah, he's just going to keep walking up short A. No hesitation. Spongey in the meantime, he keeps going too. He charges into the B site. Spots out X, headshots him. Jonji gets one, but it's CLASIA and Chop. They hang on.
Whoa!
And CLASIA again. Can he make some of that magic for the first half come through? Lethal players throughout this best of three as Jonji uses that smoke to his advantage to move up. Junior spots out Wiz. That makes it a 2v2, and the HP now heavily in favor of the Bad News Bears. Jonji spots out CLASIA, and Junior with the deagle gets chopped. There it is, Mike Mep. And
one more for the Bad News Bears, and they move on to that upper bracket final. They're ready for it. Trump's trying to swing, but it's just an MP9 to do. Unable to see.
Bags, he's going to charge through. Flashbangs thrown. Here we go. A swing rotation comes in, but Jonji gets that on Walco. Wiz and CLASIA. It's CLASIA again, finding Spongey, making things viable in a 3v3.
A chance at the least, but around the pillar dances death, and HexT is on high. Finds the one. Junior and Swisher, much the same situation as last time, but a different pair of players, and they've already found equalizing kill. That bomb planted a player just on the other side, but Junior keeps him safe. CLASIA pops up and gets knocked down. And Wiz is about to run out of clock with which to toy with him. He's got to check it, but he's got it! Junior not able to hit the shot. Just about enough time here. And RBG, well, they'll be able to limp themselves through to just one more at least.
Ooh, that was
They're just going to try and keep this train rolling down the tracks. No hesitation here. A swing from Jonji, perhaps a bit bold. Junior prowls. Junior prowls, and whenever he's on the other side, you got to be a bit nervous, and he'll collect the first. Walco down for the count. Numbers evened up. That's a leg, not a kill. Oh, so unfortunate. The Molotov will preclude the potential of a chase, as Junior and Swisher are so very low. But coming out to long could be a deadly mistake here, but no, Wiz doesn't go full into the angle. Instead, he gets the punish and capitalizes. Speaking of capitalizing, Shakezullah uses the utility effectively. There is a player here out towards Optimus, but the nade will actually find him. Good damage done. Ushered into the corner. Never mind, the nade found no damage. And Shot will take advantage of that back to get one more kill. The trade is there, but CLASIA is on the scene. It's going to be left to Spongey to try and clutch, and he'll actually plant to the open. Pray this smoke doesn't fade in time. He's got the read. He's got the timing. They're trying to spam through, but they haven't been able to find it just yet. Dancing around the dice box. They're playing together. They line up! Spongey will seal the